I'm here today on Monday the 6th of April, and the course is closed because we're coring the greens. And I'm going to talk with David Warwick as to why we do this and how we go about it. Firstly, have a look at the green. I'm on the practice putting green. You can see the leaf is very strong and broad. The greens look really healthy. The application of growth inhibitor was stopped, and last week fertiliser was put onto the greens to prepare them for coring. So I'm here with David Warwick and we're on the first screen. David, how are you and your team to start with?
Everyone's well at the moment. High spirits. We've been divided into two different groups as far as work goes. We've got the blue team and the white team. We've got separate equipment. Sometimes we're able to keep the work totally separate, as in front nine and back nine. But in general, not much has changed other than start times, morning tea times and finish times.
That's great to hear. So onto the coring. We normally core in November, or we have done for the last 2 years after we returf the greens. How is it doing it in March? Is this a normal time to core greens?
Yeah, I think most golf courses around Australia core in spring and autumn. It's a great time of year where the bent grass isn't under stress. You're making maximum use of the growth rate of the turf to recover from the coring, and you're setting it up for the next season coming on, whether that be winter or summer. So it's quite normal. The reason we haven't done it in the past is because the greens are relatively new and we haven't had the organic matter build up to date. Okay,
so how long do you think the greens will take to recover?
From this coring, there should be no different to the coring in November. Approximately 2 weeks until they're a decent putting surface, and then after 3 weeks we should be right back to normal.
Okay, I guess we did grow the greens in right through winter when we put them in 3 years ago.
Oh, there's no problems with the greens growing. The only thing with the top dressing is we've just got to be careful on the back nine greens with the shade, and we want good cover of grass over all that sand before we get into the depths of winter.
So can you explain to us why we do this?
Yeah, well, the coring removes an organic plug, the surface. It's commonly called mat thatch. And it's like a car sponge. It really holds a lot of water, and so you'll get firmer greens. You get better water infiltration down through the core hole that's filled with sand. It connects to the sand underneath, and you get oxygen put right through the profile of the green.
And David, how does coring fit in with the overall program of maintaining our greens?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. As far as we're working this coring in because we're taking advantage of the situation with the COVID-19, with social golf, etc. So it doesn't impact competitions as much. So this is just an added benefit of being able to do it.
But as well as the big coring we're doing now, we do an intertining and sanding.
Yeah, we do. We do regular ninja tining. So I've got two cores just to show you, two tines. You see quite a large one there. That's the one we're using at the moment.
Yep.
So it pulls out at quite a large surface area. It's a bit more disruptive. And this is the size of the tine. It's a drinking straw in comparison. And that's the one we do about every 8 weeks, every 8 to 12 weeks, depending on the golfing calendar.
Okay. And sanding the greens, a lot of members who play on Mondays know we do it pretty regularly.
Yes. So we do that every Monday just to help dilute the organic matter.
Okay, so we're really, as we say, we're renovating the greens. We're trying to bring them back pretty much to what they were about 3 years ago when we started off with them.
Yep.
All right, so next thing we're going to do is have a look at the sand being put onto the green and then how it's rubbed in. Thanks, Dave. The sand onto the green. Once the sand has been distributed across the green, the sand is rubbed into the holes by taking the bunker sheen around with the grate behind it, and it just pushes all the sand in to the holes. So you can see the grate there. You come in and have a look at the holes, and they're pretty well filled up. And that is the pile of cores which have come out of the greens so far. So that's how the team goes about coring the greens. Before long, they'll all be looking like this again, and we'll enjoy putting on them.